BookExpo America 2013, the largest annual trade fair in the United States, was held at the Javits Center in New York City. PostScript'd met up with various authors to talk about their latest book.
I'm Amanda's son, and you should check out PostScript'd. Yay! My name is Amanda's son, and I'm the author of the Paper Gods series, starting with Ink, Book 1, which is out June 25th. And it's the story of Katie, who's an American teenager who's just lost her mother, and she moves to live with her English teaching aunt in Japan. But there she crosses paths with Tomohiro, whose drawings come to life in dangerous ways, which puts them both on the run for their lives. So it's a little bit of everything. I lived in Japan in high school. I lived in Osaka, and that really stayed with me, and I really wanted to find a way to combine my experiences in Japan with my love of YA and my mission of hot Asian boys in YA. So you need more hot Asian boys in YA. And and I've been back every couple years, and especially while researching Ink, I went back. It's set in Shizuoka, which is just outside Tokyo. So I've been back a few times and make sure that I'm getting all the details hopefully right. So it's actually based in Japanese mythology. I can't say too much without spoiling things, but I did a lot of research as well as historical research. So I pulled a lot of actual historical figures, and I only twisted just a little bit to get where I needed to go with it. So for example, there's a character, Taira no Kiyomori, and I needed someone associated with Itsukushima Shrine in the book. And he just worked perfectly, but he had strange things that happened to him in his life that lined up with the strange things happening to Tomohiro. So it just worked out really well. Food. There's a lot of food in Ink. People say it makes them really hungry. So I recommend having snacks on hand. It was really fun writing about the food. Just nostalgia, the kind of activities they do, the club activities. The cherry blossoms, for example, are like a huge part, the cherry blossom viewing and things like that. So it was really fun to revisit. Quick mini vacation. There are a lot of Japanese phrases in Ink, and there's a lot of reasons I use them. One is because Katie has that sort of barrier to the language. She can't quite speak it yet. So I like using them to sort of obstruct her, and I also like using them because sometimes I really want the sound of the Japanese to come across. And then the third reason is that it's kind of fun to insert it, and you can kind of learn it as you go along and just make it a more immersive experience. They've done really beautiful things. There are flip animations in the book. There are illustrations of Tomo's sketches. It's a very cool design, and then the finished cover has a watercolor paper cover as well. So the interior illustrator, Ross Su, he lives in Osaka, so it's kind of nice. And then the cover was done by Petra, and so very cool look.